Oh, I'm sorry,
No.
everyone. Duh. DogeExplorer here for another video, and today I'm going to be making your computer faster. Now, when I say fast, I don't mean like blazing fast. If you have an i3, an i5, or an i7, I don't care. This might work on your computer, might not work on your computer. Your computer, it just depends on your model, your GPU, and your RAM. Let's put it this way. If your computer is very old, like, I don't know, 1990s, this isn't going to solve your problem. Or if your computer is 2012, it's not going to solve your problem either. Unless, of course, if you did a clean install. Or if you have newly capable hardware. So, I just keep that in mind. I'm just saying. I don't mean to mislead everyone. But why don't we get on to the video? So, for this purpose only, for some reason, I got Windows 8.1. I'm not going to blame that. I mean, it's good service and all. However, I do not need this. You can try on any edition of Windows so far. Windows Home, Education, and Pro. Now, let's move on to step number one, which is basically it's not going to affect you a lot. However, it might make a slight impact on your computer. Basically, it's going to disable animations and stuff like that because those require background processing stuff and some memory and some CPU. Maybe not a lot, but it just depends again how old your system is. Now, to do this, we're going to have to go and enter a control panel. As a matter of fact, we might use a control panel for everything in this video. We're going to go to System and Security. We're going to go to System. We're going to click Advanced System Settings, and we're going to go to Performance. Now, usually it's going to put on let Windows choose what's best for your computer. However, we do not want that. So, boom, step one completed. You might need to restart your PC, but as you can see, it's so smooth now. It also disabled live tiles, so keep in mind that. Uh, However, it shouldn't do anything bad to your computer. Um, Now let's move on to step number two, and that's installing applications. Now I don't have any applications, so we're going to skip that. Now, the third step is if you have a computer with Windows 10, uh, you need to disable privacy settings. Now, mine, I don't have any privacy settings. What I mean by this, let me rephrase that. Actually, what I mean by this, while I'm going to the settings bar, basically, I actually so what happens is you need to go in privacy and you need to go into your I think it was general. And again, this is for Windows 10, so I'm running Windows 8.1 and I don't have a lot of applications. The point is if you have Windows 10, let's see. If you have Windows 10, you know what? No, I'm not going to show my personal information, but theoretically, if you have Windows 10, you can disable apps letting run in the background, so they don't take up RAM or processing much power than that. Uh, Now let's say before I continue to step four, a common misconception is that if you have an HDD, again, upgrade that to an SSD or something like that. Again, so now, if you have an HDD, which by odds, if you have a 2014 or 2012, that's probably only all you had. But theoretically, if you have an HDD, what you can do is you're going to have to open something called this defragmenter. Now, I'm not going to defrag my disk right now. No, that's disk cleanup. I'll get to that in a second. That's storage. But I think it was defrag. I need to look up defrag, see what if okay. Well, okay, defrag and optimize drive, which is obviously the I should have just opened up Windows Administrator tools, honestly. So we have I don't think I should run system reserve. However, run and analyze first of all the C drive, and if it says okay, then you feel free to click optimize. But again, it just depends on your computer, your your hard drive, things like that in that matter. Uh, Mine doesn't have a HDD, so that's probably one of the reasons. Um, oh, I forgot about this. Now, I actually disabled this on my computer, so you can take it to me. It's completely safe if you know what you're doing. Uh, if you have, we're going to go to the task manager, and I'll just explain that. If you have Windows XP or Windows Vista, you might need to go to MS config using the run box and going to tools and startup because they have been moved. So again, if Windows XP, I think it was Windows Vista as well that has this. If not, then you're going to have to click Open Task Manager. It really isn't nothing. The only thing I have here, I might disable it for the purpose of this video, is my driver software. However, in theoretic terms, what this is supposed to do, well, what startup is going to do is basically every single time you shut down your computer, you're going to applications like OneDrive or Discord might open automatically, and you might think that it might be a good convenience. However, it takes up a lot of BIOS time. It's not technically CPU. However, it takes up time when you start off. It's just a pro tip. I'm just saying. So click disable. It won't disable the drive. It will just disable it from starting up. If you want, you can click that again and it'll still work like new, but I'm going to enable it since I do want it still. Now, let's talk about virtual memory really quick. If you have low DDR3 memory, or I should say memory in general, my bad. If you have low memory in general, you're going to have to, well, you don't have to because Windows automatically optimizes this for you, but if you really wanted to, you can try. I highly do not recommend this. However, it's going to take up your storage. So I might as well just show you for the video, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So we're going to go to Control Panel for really quick. We're going to go to System and Security System, and we're going to go to Advanced System Settings. We're going to go to Performance. We're going to go to Advanced. Now, have this adjusted for programs which should be on defaulted anyways. However, look at this. This is a paging file. Here's what basically virtual memory is. Virtual memory is basically kind of similar to RAM, however, not exclusively. See, RAM is very fast than virtual memory. Basically, what virtual memory does is if you're not using a program and RAM downgrades it to a specific amount of time, it gets move over to paging file RAM. And basically, that's just it takes up your storage space for it. Highly do not recommend this, but it might make your computer faster. So if you're willing to go the extra mile, be my guest. What we'll do is we're going to have to go to custom size, and we're going to have to do some quick maps really quick. So recommended 124, currently allocated. Okay. Do we have a calc command? Yes, we do. Whoop-de-doo, Windows actually did something. So we have this amount of space over here, and I want 2 gigabytes of RAM, so 124. You know what? Make that 3 gigabytes of RAM. Why not? 3072, 3072, in custom size, set. We're going to have to restart our computer really quick. Again, this might even make your computer even slower, so you might not want to enable this feature. However, it's already enabled. So what I'm saying is you shouldn't change it. But if your computer is very slow or you cannot open certain applications, you should change it. See, my computer is working like new. Even though that's not fast, that's just a login process. Ignore this error. It's not paging. It's just a Windows error. think that overlap did. That will rechange after I restart the computer. See, it just changed. So if we open up Skype, it's going to go blazing fast now. If we open up, I don't know, health and fitness, it's going blazing fast now anyways. Uh, Now, basically, you guys get the point. Now, I don't think I'm going to sit here all day and explain the 10 things you can do, since there's not a lot of stuff you can do here. Well, there might be. But anyways, look, in a nutshell, what you need to do is, in an IT perspective, if you cannot do anything, I recommend just either buying a new PC or doing a clean install. Especially if you have tons of programs that you don't want to uninstall, you can always do a clean install of an old version. Actually, one of my family members this week, I've tried to convince her, instead of moving on to Windows 10, I tried to convince her moving on to Windows 7 because it's a 2016 computer. There's not a lot of stuff we can do to it. So, it has an AMD FX processor or something like that. It's not fast. I don't think it's a FX. I think it's a Radeon, but it's so slow. Maybe like an i3. Anyways, trying to think of one more thing I can do. So, is there anything? Oh, yes, we can. But this isn't for speed, honestly. This is going to be for your storage. Basically, actually, yeah, I'm going to tell you two things, actually. So, there's something called disk cleanup. Click that, and if you want, it will automatically calculate everything: your system memory, dump files, your program files, everything you have in here, including temp files. Let me delete those. You guys get the point. You could also disable background services, well, certain background services that you don't need for, but be careful, because disable the ones that you don't need, like applications. Don't disable like, oh, network adapter services or something similar to that, because I'll show you why in a second. What not to do. Okay. Network connections, auto setup, next ones. I think it is. Yeah, I know, I cannot stop that. But anyways, trying to find something we can stop while this does it. Uh, we don't need this, really. We can stop it. It still runs, but maybe not in the background. Basically, these are background services in a nutshell, if you have watched my videos. Um, I don't know. I don't need Windows Firewall because it's a virtual machine. Uh, but be careful, because there's something called dependencies, and if this service fails, the other services will fail too. Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm sorry. Why don't we? I'm done showing you guys this example. So why don't we move on to the last one? Now, if your computer is running badly, what my recommendation is, you should double check really quick to see if it's normal. Okay? There's something called performance monitor. Why don't we open that up for a couple seconds? We're going to go to data collector sets. We're going to go to system, and we're going to go to system performance. Make sure click view latest report. Basically, it's going to gather information to help your computer and diagnose on what's going on. So, does anybody have any questions before I do continue this video? That's weird that it says an hour and 24 minutes. Okay, for some reason it's still going. I do apologize. Oh, finally, it's generating a report. Again, any last questions? No? It's alright. Okay, now this is our report. So basically, this will show our disk speed, our memory, and our CPU. Right now it's 2% because I have an Intel i7, but it might vary between CPUs. So now it says this is giving me a green status here, green status here, over here as well. It's giving me a good status. So, yep, that might be it for today. I'm very tired, as you can tell. There are more ways to put your computer to have your computer very fast, at least in my opinion. But I'm very tired again, like I said. Does anybody have any final questions before we end this video off? I will now be answering questions. I will now be answering questions. Oh, you know what? I'm going to create maybe a study guide series soon regarding the Ministry of Tools, like I did a brief history. I might have a YouTube video pop up, but if you go on my channel and you go around to Windows 7 tutorials, you should find it. It's called a brief history of Windows Administrative Tools. It basically tells you everything you need to know about Windows Administrative Tools. I do use it sometimes on my computer, but not anymore. Uh, since I do not need to. Uh, I think that's it for today, guys. Oh, before we go, I do want to show you something in case if you want to do a clean install. I forgot. So, if your Windows computer is from 2012, doesn't have good CPU or memory, there's two options you can do. The first option is you can downgrade to a different version of Windows, and basically what this is going to do, it's going to leave you more vulnerable to security. However, if you have Norton security and you don't rely heavily on updates, this might be a way to go. However, you might have to reinstall drivers and things like that, etc. Just normal stuff from getting a new PC off the ground, you know. And then you have the second one, option 2, reinstall Windows again. Here's how I can do it. I'll show you guys right now how you can do it. Simple. But again, you need to slow down and see what the problem is first. But if you know that your problem is with your computer and not your memory and everything like that, I'll show you how you can do that. So you're going to hold down either the left or the right key. Actually, I prefer the left shift key, and you're going to have to click restart. Okay? It's going to give you a please wait tab instead of restarting by itself. We're going to go to a troubleshoot. We're going to go to either. So there's two things you can do if you're not happy. So there's one called reset your PC, which will delete everything entirely from your PC and reinstall the operating system. Or we can click refresh your PC. And basically, this won't reinstall your operating system. Well, actually, it kind of will. It just depends on what aspect. But basically, this will refresh it without losing any of your files, your documents, your videos, etc. So for this purpose, I'm just going to click refresh. Now, it's going to take a little bit of minutes. You might need to reinstall some device drivers in the long run, but however, you shouldn't lose anything important. It's going to you have to enter your administrator password before we continue. It's going to wait. Since this is a PC that I take back, it might reinstall the operating system actually. So we're going to have to insert the. That's weird. I have my Windows 8.1 English installer. So keep in mind, yep, now I have my installer. Here's what will happen, blah, blah, blah. PC settings will be changed to defaults, apps, and everything like that. So your files and settings won't change, and everything will be, a list of removed apps will be saved on your desktop. Now it's going to reset everything to the default settings like it would. Tap back, it does kind of restart your operating system. Um, I think that would be it. Does anybody have any questions before we do continue? Please make sure to join my Discord server. I will be answering some questions there as well. Okay, I just realized this is going to take too long, and you guys probably don't have the patience. So I'm going to exile this virtual machine really quick, and I'm going to actually delete this since I don't need it anymore. I hope you guys understand. Look, I'm very tired today. It's been a long day. I'm not in the groove today in IT. So, if you can, please wish me good luck or something similar to that. I'm going to delete Windows 8. Did I delete the VM? Yes, I did. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This is DogeExplorer out. I hope you have a great day. Oh, and also, stay home. COVID-19. Anyways, have a good day. Bye. DogeExplorer.